to approach your warm-ups is you want to get to your top set as quickly as possible whilst being warm. So you don't want to take too long on your warm-up sets, you don't want to fucking fatigue yourself, but you want to make sure that you're warm going into that top set. But enough talking now, we're going to warm up. And we got some there. Lovely.
Okay, realistically, I would say one of the main goals with growing your bench is to get strong over a multitude of rep ranges, right? So I'll be trying to progress my 1 to 3 rep range as same I'll be trying to progress my 10 to 12. So I'll be doing sets at 100 kilo, for example, for 10 to 12 reps, maybe more. Whereas I'll be doing sets at 120, for example, for a 2 to 5. But I'm trying to progress in all these different rep ranges, all right? And let's get to warming up, boys.
Boom. That is the second warm-up. Second warm-up right here, 100 kilo, 2 plate. But I think one thing that you need to get right as well is your form. It does go down to what your body composition is saying and what works best for you. For example, the length of where you're holding the bar, how you set your feet. But the principles are all going to be the same. You want to keep your scapula retracted, you want to place your traps on the bench instead of your shoulder blades, and you want to drive backwards as if you're trying to fly yourself off the bench. That way you're going to be generating the most power, you're going to be in the most stable position, and realistically speaking, you're going to be in the best position to actually shift some weight. You have to think about it when you're benching, yeah? It's not a flat press, yeah? So you're not doing a flat press. You want to see it as, realistically, once you have a perfect arch, which is not too heavy, but it's not too light, and it's a comfortable arch, you're basically pressing at a decline, because I think obviously everyone kind of knows you're stronger on a decline, so why the fuck wouldn't you want to put that into your bench, you know what I mean? So if you implement that, you're still going to grow the lower half of your pec anyways, and then with all of your accessory work, you can always just target the different spots. So for example, you could do a low incline and then a high incline as well, you know, and then like a fly on top of that. For example, there's so many other ways that you can grow your bench, but to grow that lower part that people lack, they lack that lower part, man, is if you have good form on your bench, you're going to be growing that part anyways, man. So think about that. Feels good, man. We're coming in a good day. Top set 160. Let's go.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm racking myself because I'm a G. Man. Yeah. Coming in. Back into it then. Yo, that went straight to my fucking brain. 1. Good. One more. Good. Perfect. Perfect. Fatigue kicks, innit? Fucking kicks. Let's banging that.
See, why we personally have an incline dumbbell movement as our main accessory for bench is stability. Having good stability is a main driver of getting a good bench. And I find that comes mainly from being really good at unilateral pressing through dumbbells. So that's why we have that as our second press of the day.
All right, so another thing that will definitely help your bench grow in the long run is having a heavy tricep movement in your bench, because one thing that people lack a lot is power coming out of the triceps, right? So how do you get stronger triceps is by adding explosive, powerful movements for your triceps. I would personally, I enjoy doing a close grip bench press, which is another variation of a bench press, obviously, but it helps considerably when it comes to your actual bench, and the carryover is enormous. But then you can also do things along the lines of heavy tricep pull downs, or just strengthening your triceps in general. Heavy dips is another good one. That's a perfect one, perfect example, because that gives the dexterity in your shoulders as well. So it kind of helps along those lines as well. But there's plenty of things that you can kind of incorporate around the bench to improve the bench, if that makes any sense. So make sure you're doing all the accessory work alongside your bench to improve that, but make sure you're also working on your stability, making sure your form is correct, making sure the whole movement is set up to your body type. So make sure you kind of get the right grip, make sure you're setting yourself appropriately on the bench, all that kind of stuff, and then it kind of just falls hand in hand there. So yeah, there you go. That was our bench time. So we ended up going for a top set. I ended up going for, it got 160 for an 8+2, which pushed me into that 8 to 10 rep range, which is perfectly fine. And the second one was a 12 to 15 rep range, which is basically kind of what you want to aim for. So you want to do, obviously, your first set more strength based, and then your second set you want to do a little bit lighter, right? So for example, with me, I drop off 20 kilos off of the entire bench just to go for that second one, just so I get those extra couple reps, because obviously fatigue builds up, and you want to kind of minimize your weight, your reps dropping off. Because if I was to do a straight set with that weight, I would have missed a very good couple reps there, you know, because that first one was very much the failure, and you kind of want to just make sure that it's got a good, you've got a kind of good even distribution of your reps, yeah? But apart from that, I think we've probably gone over a relatively good amount of different bits, man. So I hope this video was informational for you guys. Hope you've learned a little something on maybe how you kind of set up your bench press and how you can make it very much effective for your body type. But yeah, man, I hope you enjoyed this one. Catch us for the next one. I'm gonna see you in a bit. Peace.